Welcome to the medical moment at Marina Hills Animal Hospital. Today I want to tell you what you would experience when you bring your puppy or kitten for a checkup here at our hospital. When we meet a new puppy or kitten at Marina Hills, we always start by collecting the best information available about what's happened before we met them. So please bring your medical records, whether that's adoption or previous veterinary care, because if care's been given, we want to pick up where that left off. We always start by conducting a full physical exam, and we're looking specifically for anything that looks like a birth defect and also evidence of common puppy or kittenhood illnesses. We start at the nose and we keep looking and touching and feeling until we reach their tail. Once we've completed our physical exam, I would stop and tell you, the client, what we found, the good, the bad, and the sideways. And talk about if there's specific things that need to be addressed right away. Often that's not the case. Often puppies and kittens are quite healthy, though occasionally we'll find something that looks like a birth defect, and those may need to be addressed soon or sometimes later. Again, it depends on what we find. This is most important if you paid $1 million for the perfect puppy and something's not perfect, and you're considering returning that pet to the breeder. Truth is that rarely happens because we all fall in love with our pets the minute we get them. After we've completed the physical exam, then we talk about routine care. The most important routine care for puppies and kittens is a vaccination series and also a series of dewormings. In the case of puppies, the things that are most important to protect against are distemper and parvo. We're going to give vaccines starting at 6 to 8 weeks of age until the pups reach 4 months of age or 16 weeks. Now, distemper is a respiratory infection. It is spread when a sick dog coughs on a puppy or a dog who is under or non-vaccinated. Adult, healthy, well-vaccinated dogs in Laguna Niguel do not have distemper, and we don't worry about those dogs. But if you meet a sad puppy that has a runny, snotty nose that came from a sad, underprivileged part of the country, there's a high chance that puppy has distemper, and you want to avoid that dog with your unvaccinated puppy. Once dogs have received a full series of vaccines at 4 months of age, they're very well protected against distemper. The vaccine's very good. The other major virus we're protecting puppies against is Parvo. Parvo is unique because it can live in the dirt, in the sunshine for months. In the case of distemper, we're avoiding sick dogs. But in the case of Parvo, we need to avoid environments where sick dogs have been. An animal hospital would be a terrible place to bring a puppy if we didn't clean and disinfect. I promise we do like crazy. But who's disinfecting the parking lot in front of the pet shop where the rescue comes from out of town with their puppies to try to find them homes? It's just not happening. So any location with high dog traffic is forbidden for puppies until they finish their vaccine series. That includes the local park, the bark park. The challenge, of course, is that there's a tension between protecting dogs until they're fully vaccinated and also socializing them. Because typically when a puppy is 12 to 14 weeks of age, they're going to come out of their den and start to explore the world around them. And we'd like our dogs to be well socialized, such that they're not afraid of cars or trucks or skateboards or sunglasses and things like that. Often a reasonable compromise is to allow your pup on the sidewalk on a leash in front of your house, presuming your sidewalk doesn't have high dog traffic. Once puppies have reached 4 months of age, then they're ready for their rabies vaccine, and that covers the standard required vaccines that every dog has. Similar to puppies, kittens get a series of vaccines starting at 6 to 8 weeks of age that is repeated every 3 to 4 weeks until they reach 4 months of age. The major agent that we're protecting kittens against are respiratory infections, specifically feline herpes virus, as well as feline calicivirus. But most importantly, we're protecting them against panleukopenia, which is a virus that can be life-threatening in kittens, and we certainly want to protect them with vaccination. Once kittens have reached 4 months of age, that's when we give them their rabies vaccine as well. The key concept here is not the number of vaccines that pets get. The key concept is the window of time that they need protection between 8 weeks and 16 weeks. In addition to vaccines, we always deworm puppies and kittens. The very best mom in the world could give their offspring worms, and rather than fret about who got them and who didn't, our best recommendation is to just simply deworm these puppies and kittens. It can be done as frequently as every 2 weeks, but we're typically deworming them every 3 to 4 weeks when they're coming in for their vaccine. The oral medication that kills hookworm, whipworm, and roundworm kills those parasites that are in the intestine on the day that we give it. The adventure is that there could be other larval forms migrating through our pets' bodies that appear 5 to 7 days after the deworming, and that's why we give a series of treatments to kill them as they arrive in the intestinal tract. As puppies and kittens mature, their immune system joins the fight, and the arrival of new parasites to the intestine slows way down. That's why we give a series of deworming medications. In addition to these large worms, some puppies and kittens are infected by one-celled parasites like Coccidia and Giardia. We detect these parasites on fecal testing, and when they're present, there's medication to kill those guys too. In addition to routine vaccine and deworming, we always include in our puppy and kitten visits a conversation about parasite control. There are various options available, and we'll help you decide based on your particular pet and their lifestyle what kind of protection they would best benefit from. There are oral products as well as topical products to help pets avoid intestinal parasites as well as fleas and ticks, as well as heartworm infection. We also counsel new puppy and kitten owners on behavior training, both litter box, latrine training for puppies and kittens. We also have a conversation about when to spay and neuter. We routinely spay and neuter kittens when they're 6 months of age, which is after they've finished their vaccine series and before puberty. In the case of dogs, we have a conversation with the owners about the pros and cons of early spay-neuter versus waiting until later. And that conversation hinges on the breed, as well as whether we're talking about a male or female, and includes conversation about the behavior that might be expected when pets go through puberty. If you have a puppy or kitten that needs care and you're in the Saddleback Valley, we'd be pleased to meet you and help you care for your pet. You can reach us at 495-2224.